Hey, welcome back to Always Learning. What are we doing today? Well, today we already made the peanut butter blossom Hershey Kisses bars. That's like the new thing. It's pretty easy. You make the dough, then you roll it out in a 9x13 pan. You put the Hershey's Kisses on top. But it was so easy, now I'm going to try to make the traditional peanut butter Hershey Kisses blossom cookie where you make them individual. And so you're going to need 36 of these little guys. Little tip. If you don't have someone help you, then you'll have more left over when you're done. Also, when you're pulling these off, use the little tab that comes with it, and it makes it super simple to come off. So anyway, we're gonna get after it, and I'm gonna show you how to make them. I'll leave the recipe in the description below, step by step, if you wanna make them with me. All right, here we go. We're gonna get started on making the peanut butter blossoms. We're gonna put in 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. Just get it on there and get it in there. All right, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna put in just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're just gonna measure a little bit, 1/4 teaspoon in there, maybe just a hair more. All right, then we're gonna put in our unsalted butter, and we have 1/2 cup, which is a stick. Get that in there. It should be room temperature, so it somewhat is. Then we're also going to put in our sugars, and we're going to go with a 1/2 cup of white sugar and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Got all that in there, and then we're gonna mix that up and combine it. Slow speed, medium, just kind of get it going. Then we're gonna add a dash of vanilla, and 1 egg. Don't get the shell in there. Okay. Let that mix medium speed. Should be looking creamy. The other recipe I used a little bit less peanut butter. I think you can't go wrong with more peanut butter. You're gonna whip that until it kind of gets to a creamy mix. All right, it's looking pretty creamy. We're gonna kick it back, and we're just gonna simply scrape down the bowl, get everything back in there. And then we're gonna add the flour and the baking soda to it. So I'll go ahead and drop those in. Okay, we're adding in our 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then we're gonna add in our flour. You wanna make sure you get the right amount of flour, because if you don't, you kind of make it too dry. And we're gonna do 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and I've got a 1/2 cup, so we're going to do 3.5 cups. And that is it. And you want to kind of, I like to stir it just a little bit, because man, how this flour just gets going. So you want to make sure you do it on low. So if not, you're going to get literally a powder keg. Just let it do its work. Then once it makes the dough, the bar recipe I used, the peanut butter blossom bar recipe, you threw in milk chocolate chips, but I'm not going to do that in this one. I'm just gonna make them, just gonna follow the recipe. I've also kicked up the oven to 375, and I've lined 2 cookie sheets. Now that I've kind of got the flour under control, I'm just gonna kick it up just a little bit higher on medium, just to get that dough kind of going. Now we're simply taking the dough. If you got one of these little scoops, you're gonna basically set them a couple inches apart. got one of these, you just set it down there on parchment paper. Parchment paper is one of the greatest inventions ever made. You can cook it up to like 400 degrees, and it, I think even a little higher than that, just browns it. Doesn't really even anything. This recipe's supposed to make 36 of them, but if you got one of these little guys, you can crank them out in short order. I'm going to put them just about 2 inches apart, if I remember how big moms used to be. So it seems about right. I got 2 cookie sheets, so it doesn't really matter. Got the oven on 375. Then as soon as these flatten in 8 to 10 minutes, kind of turn a golden brown. Now you can throw a little granulated sugar on too. As soon as they kind of flatten out and get a little puffy, then take them out of the oven. Put your Hersey's Kisses in them, or your Reese's peanut butter cup. I got a couple of these bad boys to put in there to try. And you can, like I said, put granulated sugar on them if you want. Kind of dress them up a little bit. But man, it's really pretty simple. The bars that I did in another video that Janice sent me, that was pretty simple. This really isn't that much more work since I got this little guy right here, scooping and dropping. But if you're making for a cookie exchange, I'd probably do this way, and then do the bars if you're just feeding family at the holidays, Christmas time, Thanksgiving. All right, I only ended up getting about 30 of these dogs. I think I made them maybe a little too big, but that's okay. Bigger is always better. So I'm gonna throw this set in, 375, 8 to 10 minutes, put the kisses in them, and then throw the other ones in. Since 8 to 10 minutes isn't any really big deal time to wait, I'm not gonna double stack them. So it's 375 going again on the middle rack for, we're gonna go 8 minutes. And we'll look at them. Just kind of looking for them to pop up, get fluffy brown. All right, we got those bad boys coming out of the oven. Now we're simply going to take the Hersey's Kisses and push them down in there. Look at that. Look at that. I was kind of doubting myself when they were that puffy, but I think they're gonna be money. And then you just let them set. Now here we could come in and sprinkle a little sugar on top of them if you wanted to. And it's okay if they crack. Just want to push that down in there so it settles, and then don't touch it. And I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of sugar on a couple of these, some of them. Maybe half of them. You can always just dust it off if you don't like it, right? That's it, let them set. And boom, we will be eating them in, I don't know, 15 minutes. I'm gonna put the other ones in and try the Reese's Pieces. All right, that's the sound of sweetness. Pull these baby out. We're gonna go with the Hersey's Kisses this time. I don't know if they look quite as Christmassy or magical. Maybe I'm just, biased or old against the tradition, but either way, they're gonna be good. I mean, Reese's peanut butter cups are pretty good on their own. All right, there you go. We'll let them cool. All right, here we go. Here's the second recipe. Here's the first one. Ooh, got a hair in there. That's not good. Cut this bad boy. Here is the bar. Give it the test. Probably should have pushed them down a little sooner, a little harder maybe. It's pretty good. Be better with ice cream. That's one. It's kind of crunchy. Probably would cook it a little less, maybe 20 minutes in there. These I cooked at 350 for 22 minutes. These were in the oven for 8 or 9. So let's try one of these. I think I like these better. I think because they got more peanut butter. I might try to make these instead of using a half cup of peanut butter. I may use 3 cups, 3 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. So anyway, I think the cookies are the winner. But if you're in a hurry, you might try this just to see if it's going to be easier. You don't have to make the cookies. But like I said, if you got one of those little scoop things, it goes pretty fast. Thanks for watching.